Hey everybody, thanks for having me and welcome. So I would like to talk about two types of hackathons that I think are very useful when you're trying to do replication studies. And the first one would be the hackathon of the type that my institute does. So the type of replication games. And so the way replication games works is that ex ante we have a list of studies that will be the target for replications. And we have researchers sign up to participate in these hackathons, and we are trying to match them into teams such that they are matched on the software that they're working with. So some people work in Stata, some people work in R, some people prefer Python, and area of expertise, because it's important that you're replicating something that you understand the methods and ideally also understand the topic pretty well. And so the main challenge in organizing these type of hackathons is not necessarily the organizational bit of, making sure that you have the rooms and that, internet is working, because that's reasonably easy to set up these days. I think the biggest challenge is just making sure that the people coming in have all the information that they need to get started, because these types of large hackathons tend to attract a lot of novice replicators. And so you have to think about if you have a lot of people coming who are not familiar with replicating papers and who might not be familiar with your handbook and have not prepared of what a replication is and have never opened anybody's replication package. It's very useful if you can give them some sort of training before the hackathon actually happens of these are the things that you should keep in mind. And as a team, maybe these are the tasks that need to be done, and these are some where you can split up the work on the team. What we also recommend is always pairing more experienced replicators with less experience so that people get to learn from others. And so a good model is having, for example, two PhD students and an assistant professor working together. That seems to work pretty well as well. Now, this is more for the, I would say, novice replicators. If you are an experienced replicator and you might think, oh, replication games, I've done that a few times, it's fun. I would like to do something more challenging. You might be interested in hackathons that you set up yourselves for your own small group, especially if you're interested in replication methods. And so, for example, you find a method that a lot of the literature is using and you think is incorrect. Maybe there's a new package that is fixing the method in your software. And so what you might be wondering is, can I just like grab the literature and fix everything and just rerun the code? If you want to do that, we have tested that. It's quite feasible. So with 5 people, we've been able to do around 50 papers in 8 working days. Now, the condition for making this type of hackathon work is that going in, I would recommend two things. You need to know exactly what kind of data you want to have at the end. So after rerunning everything, what are the statistics that you're trying to extract? Once you have your ideal Excel spreadsheet, you need to do backwards induction and prepare basically template code that you're going to be using for every single paper. It is going to be very difficult to set up initially, but it will actually make it feasible to replicate multiple studies per day per person. And this is how you make it work. Now, the main problem will be if you have studies that are done in different types of softwares, because then you'll have multiple template codes necessary. So you will need replicators who are actually able to work with different types of software if you're targeting a specific portion of the literature. Uh, what these two types of hackathons have in common is that it is always a bit more work than you expect. And it's always very helpful to have on board somebody who has done this before. So if you're looking for advice of how to set up your own thing, if you want to learn by experiencing it, get in touch and I can provide guidance and I have colleagues who can also provide guidance.